Now that we have touched a little bit on some of the history of how we got here, let's talk about some of the events that find us in our community in our current situation. I want you to take a journey with me, a journey that starts a little over a century ago. It's a journey of courage, resilience, and hope for a better tomorrow, but also of challenges, disillusionment, and enduring injustice. This journey, known as the Great Migration, is a tale of nearly 6 million African Americans moving from the rural South to the North, Midwest, and West between 1916 and 1970. There's no denying the immense courage it took for these families to pack up their lives and venture into the unknown. Imagine the strength of will to leave behind the only life you know, your community, your roots, all in pursuit of a dream. The forces that drove this mass exodus were numerous. A toxic mix of economic hardship and social injustices. The South, largely agricultural, was hit hard by boll weevil infestations decimating cotton crops. This was coupled with institutionalized racism and segregation, with Jim Crow laws curbing civil liberties and maintaining social control over African Americans. Those who undertook this journey sought not just employment, but dignity, equality, a chance to break free from the suffocating grip of racism. The North, with its booming industrial economy, beckoned them with job opportunities and the hope of a life where one's worth wasn't determined by the color of their skin. But the reality wasn't quite the promised land they had imagined. True, the North offered jobs and opportunities to participate in civic life that were unthinkable in the South, but it also had its share of racism and discrimination. It was just subtler, more insidious, but no less damaging. The effect of the Great Migration was transformative for the United States, reshaping its cultural, political, and economic landscape. Cities like Chicago, Detroit, New York, and Philadelphia saw their African American populations swell. This brought a rich infusion of cultural vibrancy, the ripples of which are felt to this day in music, art, literature, and food. But it also led to tense racial dynamics. Many white residents, feeling threatened by the influx of African Americans, responded with hostility. Racially motivated violence surged, the most notable instance being the Chicago race riots of 1919. Discriminatory housing policies such as redlining kept African Americans confined to overcrowded, under-resourced neighborhoods, the echoes of which are still evident in today's urban segregation. African Americans were usually the last hired and first fired, often given the most dangerous, least desirable jobs. It wasn't all bleak, though. The North did provide more educational opportunities for African American children, which led to the creation of a growing black middle class in the mid-20th century. And the political power African Americans amassed in their new homes played a significant role in catalyzing the civil rights movement. The impact of the Great Migration varied across the country. In the South, the mass departure of African American labor caused a labor shortage that forced an overhaul of agricultural practices. In the North and West, cities had to accommodate the sudden population boom, leading to changes in housing, education, and employment practices. The Great Migration has had enduring impacts on race relations, urban development, and economic disparities in the U.S. Understanding this monumental demographic shift is crucial to understanding where we are today as a nation. Remember, the Great Migration is not just a history lesson. It's a testament to human resilience and the pursuit of a dream. It's about understanding the roots of today's racial disparities and finding ways to address them. As we reflect on this journey, let's not forget that it's our journey too, towards a more equitable, inclusive society. We continue this journey today, each one of us, in our actions, our attitudes, and our aspirations.